Warzone is a team-based game, and as such, there's things that everyone in your party needs to do to succeed, and today I'm going to cover them. Welcome back to Game Shame, let's get into the video. Number 10, ping items for your teammates. A lot of players completely forget to mark weapons, armor, and other vital items for their teammates to pick up. This is especially true when players are playing with random players because they completely forget that they even have teammates while looting. Making the most out of the ping system in Warzone is one of the best ways to win the match, and marking enemies will also be advantageous and help other players in the vicinity. Players should always make sure to mark weapons and enemies for other teammates to see.
Body armor here. Body armor here.
And the third one, to ping danger in the world, just look at any location, not...
Number 9, drive around in the vehicle in the final circle. Driving around in the vehicle in the final few circles will be a sure death sentence, especially if the car is a car and not a helicopter. Many other teams will attempt to shoot at and blow up the vehicle, and this is something that is going to cause noise and attract a lot of attention to the player's squad. Players should make sure to hop out of the vehicle before the final circle hits, because otherwise they are sure to get blown up.
Alright, I'm the Russian guy. Okay, let's do this. Okay, first solo game ever. Let's do this. Well, I didn't...
Number 8, travel in separate vehicles when driving around the map. This is yet another vehicle tip that will help players win when they are with multiple people in Warzone. One of the best ways to utilize vehicles in a group will be to travel in separate vehicles so that if one player gets blown up by an enemy, every player doesn't die with them. It is unfortunate how many players insist on riding in one vehicle, and this is one of the easiest ways for the whole squad to get wiped quickly. Remember, always to take multiple vehicles, especially if there is more than one SUV lying around.
Always been my personal go-to shooter series. I've always loved the combined arms vehicle gameplay, the ability to greatly affect the course of the...
Number 7, shoot at helicopters. Shooting at helicopters may seem advantageous, however most of the time the shots will barely do any damage to the armor of the vehicle, and players will end up wasting ammunition and alerting other enemies to their position. It seems tempting to attack an enemy helicopter so the player can get a kill and possibly bring the vehicle down out of the air. However, this will only waste the items that the player has and make it easier for enemies to pinpoint players. The only exception to this rule is when a player has an anti-vehicle launcher. Never shoot at helicopters, especially in close quarters with other enemies. Number 6, equip the Ghost perk in every player's loadout. The Ghost perk is one of the most overpowered things in Warzone, and players should remember to equip it in their loadout. Sometimes a player's friends won't realize that the Ghost perk is as good as it is, which is why players should make sure to remind their friends always to have it equipped within their custom loadout so they can stay quiet on the map.
Then you already have Ghost and you have both weapons. All you do is get the weapon you have and switch it up with the other weapon. So what this is going to allow you to do is when the other...
Number 5, fire shots at far off enemies. Similar to shooting helicopters, firing shots at enemies that are very far away from the player will only attract attention to the player. Even if the player has a silenced weapon, there is basically no reason to be shooting at a player that is very far away, and it will probably waste a lot of ammo. Although snipers are good for shooting at long range, any other weapon is not worth doing, this even has a scope. Alerting an entire squad to the player position is always a terrible idea, and this is one of the surest ways for that to happen. Number 4, peek doors. Too many players in Warzone open doors the traditional way, which causes a loud banging sound that nearby enemies will be able to hear. If the player aims down their sights, they can peek the door, which will open it up much slower and will make barely any sound at all. Number 3, avoid using game chat. When a player has a random teammate, sometimes they don't feel like talking because it can be an awkward experience since the 2 or more players will have nothing in common. However, this is a mistake that will easily earn death for any player that chooses not to take part in the game chat. Game chat is there for a reason, and it's essential to winning a fight that requires communication between multiple players. Number 2, collect as much money as possible. Once players have their items, sometimes they neglect to loot and instead start going for kills. Players should continue to loot throughout the entire match so that they can get the most money possible in case most or all of their squad mates are killed, and they need to buy them back. It is likely that when a player's teammates are killed, the player in question will not be able to retrieve their money, and as such, they will only have their personal funds to revive teammates with. Money is also important for buying other important things. Number 1, go for the kill instead of playing strategically. A lot of players are more interested in getting kills than playing strategically, and will go to immediate for a down player instead of trying to attack the enemy that is currently fighting them. Unfortunately, there are too many players in Warzone that employ this tactic and are more interested in securing a single kill than wiping out an entire squad. If even one player on a player squad is doing this, then it can result in death for everyone on the team, and as such, players should keep in mind to always go for the person that is shooting and not the person that is already down. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.